Yo, what is up, guys? It's Pedro here. So we got some Philip Rivers news, some James Bradberry news. So if you guys are new, subscribe for Redskins and NFL content. So it was reported yesterday. Sorry for the late video, by the way. It was reported yesterday by Tony Pauline that the expectation is Washington will make a bid for Rivers, but it'll take a massive contract for him to sign with the organization. So I'm immediately squashing this rumor because, first of all, I think Dwayne Haskins is the guy. I think Dwayne Haskins can be a future franchise quarterback for the Redskins. He had the highest pass rating by rookie quarterbacks in the last 4 games. And even if he isn't your franchise quarterback, you don't know that yet. You can't give up on him after six or 7 games as a starter. So I think, and also Philip Rivers is extremely old, played very he did not play good last year. There's a reason his team is picking in the top 10. Their team had great talent, especially on the D line. They got Joey Bosa, Ingram, and then you on the offense you got Keenan Allen, you got Austin Eckler, and Melvin Gordon. So he did not do good last year. And also, this is the same guy, Tony Pauline, I made a video about earlier that he reported that the Redskins and Trent Williams are extremely close to coming back. He's the same guy that reported this. So I do not trust this guy. He might be hearing it from people, but I definitely don't think that Philip Rivers is coming to DC. And this is another thing right here. Another problem is for Washington, reported by Ian Rappaport, is Rivers will consider retiring if the Colts or Raiders don't sign him. So that's another thing, a reason why I think this is not happening at all. I think Ron Rivera is maybe giving this information out to reporters or telling some Redskins people within the organization to dish this information out to motivate Haskins. I think the Tua thing is more about getting more value at the number 2 overall pick, maybe getting teams to think the Redskins are possibly trading or taking Tua or Joe Burrow or whoever's there at 2. Joe Burrow probably won't be, but if he somehow is, then the Redskins are trying to make other teams think that they are drafting Tua. So, like Miami at 5, if they know we're taking Chase Young, they're not going to give as much to us for the number 2 pick if they know we're drafting Tua, because obviously if we're drafting Tua, then it's going to take a lot more, or they think we're drafting Tua, it's going to take a lot more to get to that pick. But at this point, I think these rumors are false. I do not think that this is a real possibility. It just doesn't make sense. I could see like someone else, like I'm not saying this and I'm not saying that they should do this, but someone like Teddy Bridgewater or Marcus Mariota, or someone young like that somewhat makes sense. It still doesn't make much sense, but it at least makes more sense than a 38-year-old quarterback who played at best average last year. So I think there's no reason why we should go after Philip Rivers, and I think this is just a bunch of baloney for to motivate Haskins, because Haskins needs to put in that work, and I think Ron Rivera is trying to get him to do that. So I'm reading Philip Rivers' stats right here: 4,600 yards. That's good. 23 touchdowns. That's average, and 20 interceptions, which is terrible. So I don't. Haskins had a better ratio, touchdown to interception ratio, when he was a starter. So let's not go after Philip Rivers, because at max he has 1 more year on him, and it's going to be a ton of money. Yeah, I forgot to bring that up. There's no way we can afford Rivers and Alex Smith. Rivers is probably going to demand around 30 mil a year, high 20s. So you can't have Philip Rivers and Alex Smith and a quarterback on his rookie deal. That's about $60 million right there on 3 players, and one of them will play for you. So that's that news. Also, James Bradberry has been reportedly, the Redskins are reportedly going to target him in free agency. That's what Panthers Insider reported. Also, the cap will go up, so he's asking for $15 million per year, which is an insane amount for him, but which I think he's more around that 11 to 13 range at most. But he's probably asking that to get some leverage. But I think he's more. I think what he'll get is around 14 mil. And since if you look at Mark Bullock's tweet right now, they said the projected cap of 2020 is 200 mil and could rise as high as $240 million in 2021. So that means the Redskins could give him, like, let's say $13 million this year and get it to like 15 mil the next year because the cap's going up so much. So that's what I think. I think James Bradberry is a very good fit for us because he played under Ron Rivera and played pretty good. Had 3 interceptions, about 60 tackles, 50 solo tackles. Also, he matched up against the best receivers, a lot of the best receivers in the NFL in his division. You got Michael Thomas, you got Julio Jones, you got Mike Evans, and you got Godwin. So you got a bunch of elite receivers that he goes up against. That's 6 games a year he has to go up against those receivers. So he played pretty good against them. So I think it is a priority to get him, but I don't want to get that 15 mil. I'm fine if we do it, but I would like if we can go for a little less. But if the cap goes up to 240, and if we trade Trent Williams, we're gonna have so much cap space. Also, Ryan Kerrigan is likely to restructure his contract, so that's even gonna free up probably another $5 million in cap space. So yeah, guys, that's just I think it is a good idea to get him, but let's try to get it a little lower and get us as many players as possible. Let's try to get Bradberry, Austin Hooper, and maybe Jack Conklin or Joe Schobert or Littleton. I will be posting maybe tomorrow or the next few days a Redskins linebackers free agency target and a mock draft. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think about the Philip Rivers news. I personally think, like I said, there's no way that we're going to get a 38, 37-year-old quarterback who had the worst year of his career for like 1 year max. We're going to get him when we have a potential franchise quarterback on our team. So yeah, and also let me know what you guys are willing to pay James Bradberry. So in the next few days, mock draft. I will do a mock draft, the free agency targets, and also a Redskins dream offseason video. I did one a few months back or a month back, so look at that video. It's a little outdated, obviously, like the contracts are off. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Peace.